And yes, this is Read It or Skip It. Welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're plunging headfirst into the exhilarating, high-stakes world of Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. If you've been on the edge of your seat with this series, or maybe you're just curious about all the intense buzz, you are absolutely in the right place.
Definitely. Our mission today is really to extract the most critical nuggets of knowledge and insight from this incredibly rich narrative. We're going to try and untangle the intricate plot, uncover the surprising twists, and, truly delve into the intense character journeys that make this book so captivating. It's about getting to the core of why this story resonates so deeply with readers.
Exactly. And for all you learners out there, our goal with this deep dive is to help you quickly grasp the core story, identify the key players, and understand the pivotal moments. All without feeling, overwhelmed by the sheer amount of information packed in here. Even if you haven't had a chance to read the book yet, you'll leave here feeling incredibly well informed and ready to discuss everything that unfolds. Because this isn't just a simple summary, it's an unraveling of profound secrets, brutal battles, and shifting loyalties, with characters facing truly impossible choices at, every turn. Okay, let's dive right in. So we pick up immediately after that brutal, earth-shattering battle that rests on our protagonist, Violet Sorrengail. She's recuperating at Rierson House in Arisha, which we quickly learned is actually a secret revolutionary hub. She has truly endured immense hardship. Liam, Mary, and Soleil Tellery are dead, and she's just learned this terrifying truth that fundamentally changes everything she thought she knew about her world.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating here is the sheer scale of the deception that underpins the entire Navarian society. It's huge. The authorities are actively hiding the existence of Venin. These are corrupted souls who channel dark energy by literally draining the life force from others. So this isn't merely a monster story, it's a massive political cover-up designed to maintain control by, fabricating a false reality for citizens. This foundational lie basically sets the stage for every conflict that follows. And we also learn that the Griffins from the neighboring kingdom of Cormiel, who were long believed to be just aggressive enemies, are actually attacking Navarre out of sheer desperation. They're seeking a specific alloy. This alloy powers protective wards, and crucially, it's the only known way to kill Venin. So it becomes clear that Xaden and the revolutionaries have been secretly smuggling this critical material out of Navarre to aid Cormiel all along.
Right. So Violet returns to Basgiath as a second year, still reeling from everything she's witnessed. And one of her very first acts back at the academy is incredibly poignant. She immediately breaks into Liam's room. She's desperate to snag his personal letters before they're burned, which is the tradition after a writer dies. It's such a raw, desperate act of friendship, trying to hold on to a piece of them, and she entrusts them to her friend Rianne to safeguard.
Mm-hmm. And that act of friendship, that trust, it immediately throws a wrench into the already immense challenge of maintaining relationships, let alone orchestrating a revolution under constant scrutiny. I mean, consider Xaden. He is newly promoted to lieutenant, and he publicly confronts Colonel Ados about the absolutely suicidal orders they were given at Athabine. Yet despite their shared mission, he and Violet are also given orders for limited leave, drastically restricting their time together. This makes their connection incredibly difficult, not just for them, but for their dragons as well, who, rely on close proximity. Meanwhile, there's this quiet but chilling threat lurking in the background. Colonel Ados' direct reminder that secrets die with the people who keep them. And this is no idle threat, as assassination attempts soon begin to plague Violet and other cadets who were present at Rison.
Wow. But then conscription day arrives, and Violet's squad gets two truly unexpected recruits. First, we have Liam's younger sister, Sloane Mary, who absolutely despises Violet, blaming her directly for Liam's death. I mean, how does a dynamic like that even begin to function within a military academy, let alone a revolutionary cell?
It's an immediate, volatile, internal conflict, isn't it? Violet is literally bound by a promise to Liam to protect Sloane, yet she's mentoring someone consumed by hatred towards her. And as if that weren't enough drama, consider the second recruit, King Tori's third son, Cam, who arrives disguised as Eric Greycastle. So two new cadets, both with deep, personal, and potentially explosive ties to the unfolding conflict, joining Violet's squad. It creates immediate internal tension for Violet, especially with Sloane being, a very poor fighter, which seriously complicates Violet's promise to Liam.
Okay, and Basgiath itself is also undergoing some pretty unsettling changes. There's this bizarre new training element introduced, where cadets are given an elixir that temporarily severs their psychic bond to their dragons. It actually prevents them from using their unique magical abilities, their signets. And then there's the truly mysterious, heavily guarded infirmary room that everyone is whispering about, What's going on there?
Well, this leads to one of the book's more surprising reveals. Jack Barlow, you remember, the cadet Violet literally dropped a mountain on last year, is not only alive but seems remarkably changed. Nicer, even. He actually saves Violet's life at one point. If we connect this to the deeper mysteries, Jack's miraculous recovery and altered demeanor strongly suggest, well, darker, more insidious experiments are happening behind the scenes at Basgiath, maybe even involving the Venin. And Nolan, the healer, is constantly exhausted from whatever he's doing in that guarded room, hinting at the strain of these secret activities.
Meanwhile, Xaden is out at Samara, completely dedicated to his mission of supplying the Griffin Flyers, these magnificent dragon-like creatures from Poromil, with those Venin-killing daggers. He's constructing a forge that needs a luminary, a powerful magical artifact to intensify dragonfire, so it's hot enough to work the alloy. And these daggers aren't just a one-and-done solution. They need to be continually re-imbued with power by specific dragon riders.
Right, and Violet's personal mission unfolds in parallel. She's secretly researching how the founders of Navarre, known as the First Six, originally built the powerful wards that protect their kingdom. See, Aricia has a ward stone, but they lack the knowledge to actually power it up. This puts her in an incredibly difficult position, unable to confide in her own squad mates about the full truth of her efforts. She even confronts Dane about stealing her memory last year, an action that led to the fight that killed Liam. Dane admits his actions, but denies knowing the tragic outcome would happen, claiming he only did it out of concern for her association with Xaden, which is questionable. Soon after, Eric, the disguised prince, reveals that he too knows about the Venin, which is precisely why he snuck away from his royal life to enlist as a dragon rider. He wants to fight them.
Okay, so this whole keeping secrets situation nearly blows up in Violet's face when Major Varish searches her. He almost discovers an alloy dagger that would instantly implicate both her and Xaden in the revolutionary efforts. Luckily, her friend Rhiannon steps in to help her out of that incredibly tight spot, and that, thankfully, proves to be the final straw for Violet's secret keeping.
Yeah, that near miss raises a crucial question about vulnerability and trust, doesn't it? After that terrifying encounter, Violet finally confesses everything, the full truth about the Venin, the revolution, her role in it to Rhiannon, Sawyer, and Redoc. And this moment of shared burden, it just changes everything for their dynamic. Redoc provides a crucial lead, mentioning that he knows 2 of the First 6 kept journals, but they're likely hidden away in the Royal Vault, not the General Archives. Jasenia, an archivist friend, then confirms that someone of King Tori's bloodline would be required to access such a sensitive location.
So what does this all mean for the revolution? Well, they quickly concoct a daring plan with Xaden to steal these journals, cleverly using Eric's royal connection, his bloodline, to gain access. And against all odds, they pull it off. They successfully retrieve the journals, and they contain exactly what they need: the detailed ancient instructions on how to build the powerful wards to protect Aricia.
But of course, nothing is ever easy in this world. Their audacious incursion trips an alarm, Violet gets captured and is brutally tortured by Major Varish. Dane is then brought in to read her memories, which is, a terrifying prospect. But in a truly surprising turn, Dane actually helps Violet escape by attacking Varish, telling her she should have trusted him from the start. It's a moment that completely flips their complex dynamic, revealing a loyalty beneath his rigid adherence to rules.
Wow. Just when you think the tension can't possibly escalate further, Xaden and Garrick show up to help them escape. Followed by none other than Violet's own mother, General Sorrengail. She not only provides Violet with an antidote to the elixir she was given during the torture, but she also reveals a shocking twist. She was the one who asked Xaden to look out for Violet last year. Talk about a revelation that completely reshapes our understanding of their incredibly complex family dynamic.
Oh, absolutely. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this is the indisputable turning point for the revolution. Tern, Violet's powerful black dragon, shares the devastating memory of the Resin battle with all the other dragons, which then gets instinctively passed to their riders. This basically calls them all to join the cause. Xaden addresses the newly informed riders, and even Professor DeVere steps up, declaring she's been waiting for this moment. They all flee to Aracia, a massive influx of new recruits joining the revolution, now ready to directly fight against both the Venin and Navarre's corrupt leadership.
So, in Aracia, the initial chaos slowly begins to transform into order as the council absorbs the new cadets and professors, establishing a new, albeit revolutionary, training regimen. And finally, after all this time, in Darna, Violet's small golden dragon wakes from her dreamless sleep, which is huge. Meanwhile, Xaden continues to strategically drop wyvern carcasses. These are the monstrous, unbonded Venin allied dragons at outposts around the border. He's forcing even more riders to confront the terrifying truth of the Venin and abandon their posts to join the burgeoning revolution in Risha.
Right, and Violet continues her intense work translating the stolen journals. She thinks she's figured out how to power Arishia's Wardstone, but her first attempt gathering the 6 most powerful riders to drip blood onto it tragically fails. This really highlights the hidden complexities of ancient magic and how centuries of historical misinterpretations have plagued their understanding. We also learn a fascinating detail about Xaden. Because his dragon, Sorrengail, was previously bonded to one of his ancestors, Xaden possesses a secret second signet. This unique magical ability allows him to miraculously sense people's intentions, a very useful skill in their situation.
Definitely. Violet then becomes determined to help Xaden acquire the luminary from Viscount Takuris in Poramil, which is absolutely crucial for the Forge. Their negotiation takes a terrifying turn, culminating in a surprising test. A literal chest with a Venin locked inside that Violet has to defeat. She manages to do so by incapacitating it with her lightning. Still, they manage to get the luminary, complete the Forge, and even more Griffin riders join their united cause against the Venin.
And Violet's struggle to fully control and aim her lightning strikes perfectly parallels her struggle with understanding and activating the ancient wards. It's great symbolism. She finally has a monumental breakthrough with the journals. 6 doesn't refer to 6 individual riders, but 6 types of dragons. She quickly gets the wards up based on the instructions in Warwick's journal, just in the nick of time for a major wyvern attack on Aricia.
Phew. Soon after, Melgren, a powerful general in Navarre, requests a private meeting with the revolutionaries, asking for help in an upcoming battle at Samara. But the revolutionaries decline, recognizing Samara is merely a distraction from the real threat. And here's the truly heartbreaking twist. General Sorrengail reveals that Warwick's ward instructions, the ones they just used, were flawed. He only wanted Navarre to have the true secret to raising wards, ensuring Aricia's wards will eventually fail. In a powerful, very maternal moment, she secretly gives Violet Lyra's journal. Lyra was another of the first 6, with the real, complete instructions saying she wishes for her daughters to live above all else.
It's incredibly moving. And this pivotal moment begs a fundamental question. What immense sacrifices are truly necessary for survival in a world collapsing into war? Violet quickly deduces that the real decisive battle against Venin is going to be at Basgiath, not Samara, so a massive rush begins, with many revolutionaries racing there, knowing everyone is at risk if Navarre falls. At Basgiath, they go to check the Wardstone and find Jack Barlow, now fully turned Venin. Before they can stop him, he dramatically kills his own dragon and shatters Navarre's Wardstone, leaving the entire kingdom terrifyingly vulnerable.
Oh my god. The final battle is brutal beyond belief. 1,000 wyverns descending on an unwarded Basgiath, with all its remaining forces and the many Griffins rushing to defend it. But amidst the chaos, Brennan, Violet's brother, manages to miraculously mend the shattered Wardstone using his mending signet. Jacinia then makes a critical discovery while translating Lyra's journal. The ward requires 7 types of dragons for its full power, not 6, and in her final electrifying aha moment, Violet realizes that Andarna isn't a black dragon like Tan as they believed. She's actually the unique 7th breed.
Exactly. So Violet desperately tries to imbue the now mended Wardstone with power, channeling her lightning, nearly burning herself out in the process when her mother intervenes. In a devastating act of profound love and sacrifice, General Sorrengail uses Sloane Remember, the Siphon Rider, to channel all her strength and her dragon's power into the Wardstone. It works. The ward is raised, the attacking wyverns fall from the sky, but General Sorrengail dies in the process. It's a truly heroic and tragic end for such a complex character who, in her final moments, chooses her daughter's survival above everything else.
Just incredible. And the deep dive concludes with an incredibly ominous thought. Violet is talking to Xaden after the battle, relieved they've survived, and she notices a terrifying red tinge around his eyes. This is a chilling sign that he too has turned Venin, likely doing so to survive the brutal, unwarded battle when the Wardstone shattered. What a cliffhanger, and what a shocking transformation for one of our main heroes. Wow, what an absolutely wild journey through Iron Flame. From revolutionary secrets and surprising betrayals to heroic sacrifices and that truly jaw-dropping ending. This deep dive really shows just how much can happen when an entire kingdom's survival hangs in the balance.
Yeah, and that ending isn't just a cliffhanger, it's a brutal challenge to the very definition of heroism in this world. I think the ultimate insight here is how war forces these impossible moral compromises. Blurring the lines between savior and monster, it really asks us, Can you truly fight evil if you become a part of it? And what does it truly mean to survive when your very nature is fundamentally changed by the battle? Leaves you thinking.
It really does. Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible deep dive. We hope you feel thoroughly informed and ready to discuss all the intricacies of Iron Flame. And yes, this is read it or skip it.